speakers. I'm going to call two at a time. We have two podiums. Would one of you come to the podium on our right and the other one to the left, starting with James Gavrilos, President and CEO of the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County, and Charmaine Postal, President of the Palm Beach County PTA.
Good evening, Chairman Barbieri, Superintendent Fenoy, honored members of the school board, district officials, and honored guests. If you've come to these meetings, you know I come up here typically bouncing off the walls because we get to do the good stuff. We get to give the money away and honor our teachers. And Doc, even by my standards tonight, I'm bursting. The last couple of weeks have been absolutely insane at Your Education Foundation. Until things got really crazy, we already had people lined up. Cass Construction had adopted Roosevelt. Boca West Community Foundation had adopted a school in Del Rey. United Technologies and Dell Computer had all adopted schools providing backpacks for every child in the school. Of course, Office Depot had the Start Proud initiative at Rolling Green and Glade View, which was just another phenomenal experience. And then out of nowhere, at the last meeting, I was literally looking at my phone. We were trying to close the deal, Chairman Barbieri, but as I was leaving, we got confirmation from the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, U.S. Sugar, Gunster Law Firm, and Florida Power and Light, who donated a total of $120,000, and we were able to provide a backpack for every elementary school child in Pahokee, the Glades, and Henry County. In 5 days, Your Education Foundation had about 150 volunteers who worked over 600 hours, packed 5,100 backpacks. 2 men in a truck stepped up and said, we are going to transport it free of charge. Here's our trucks, here's our drivers. And in 5 days, we moved 5,140 backpacks out to the western part of the county. This is what your business community wants to do. And so while that's going on, I alluded to this at our last meeting. Last year, our Go Teach grants, we had 70 applications, awarded 61, totaling $63,000. At the last school board meeting, we had just closed registration. We had 135 applications this year. On Tuesday this week, our Program and Grants Committee met. We approved 92 of those grants, totaling $109,792.09, affecting roughly 23,910 children. Over 130 teachers and 59 of our district schools will be receiving Go Teach grants. That event will take place at Kaiser University on Thursday night, September 26th. You are all cordially invited to participate. We are thrilled to see the explosion of the Go Teach program, which, here's my annual shameless plug, gets funded by the license plate. Every time someone buys the education license plate, those $20 come to the Education Foundation, and every dollar goes directly to teacher programs. It's simply an amazing outpouring of support. I would share with you that, as I said, we approved 92 of the 135 applications, me being a shameless beggar. That's my professional job title, I believe. I've already reached out to some of our business partners and said, essentially, gee, there were 20 or 30 grants we just couldn't fund because we didn't have the money. 3 of them have already said, just give me the damn applications and we'll fund those too. So 92 is the number, and I would say, and counting. I want to give all of the credit to our Program and Grants Committee, some of our board members and people throughout the committee, including our newest member, Artie Falk, someone known well to this school district, and certainly Jennifer Etheridge, our program director. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hard at work doing what we do, bringing your business community to support our beautiful kids. This is the work of Your Education Foundation, serving the needs of the students, teachers, and principals in the finest school district in the state of Florida. Thank you very much.
Mr. Gavrilos, we are so lucky to have you working with us. I mean, it's just amazing. Where you been all our lives? We needed you a long time.
You're very kind. We have a great board, and we have one of our, Dr. Fenoy, one of your poor employees, Leanne Evans, who's on our board. I drag her in to sign checks, even to the poor thing's trying to go home. Frank, thank you. We have a great board, the most amazing staff, and the best volunteers in Palm Beach County. But it starts with you, the school board, and your support. But thank you. Appreciate that.
Welcome. Thank you. Ms. Feldman, I guess you're speaking for Ms. Postal?
I am.
Yes.
Thank you. She unfortunately was stuck behind a major accident and is not able to make it here tonight. And I'm here as president-elect from Palm Beach County Council of PTAs, wearing a different hat. And first I'd like to say welcome back to the students and to the teachers. Our PTA local units have been working hard to welcome everybody back and start the year off with smiles and going forward with happiness and good learning. So a couple of things and announcements that I'd like to make. We have a meet and greet here at the school district office on Monday night. You all are welcome to come. We'd love to see you there, where we'll be having our principals and our executive boards from the local units have been invited to come as well. And I'd like to also congratulate Coral Sunset and Sandpiper Shores for receiving the National PTA School of Excellence Award. And also let you know that PTA is working hard on our program called Data for Good, where we are working towards helping our communities better understand the school grades and information data that's available online. And we'll be doing part of that at our training, which will be on September 14th at the Safe Schools Institute. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Feldman. Jacqueline Callaway, Coalition for Black Student Achievement, and P.J. Diaz from the Staff Association. Would you come up to the podiums, please? Go ahead, Ms. Callaway.
Good afternoon, Chairman Fenoy, school board members, and Chairman Barbieri, school board members, and Dr. Fenoy. The Coalition for Black Student Achievement has been very vocal in expressing our concern about the lack of authentic infusion of the African and African American diaspora in the learning experiences of Black students at schools. Schools where they sit in classrooms, walk the hallways, interact with other students and adults, where they play, where they eat, where they experience the good and the not so good, where they laugh and sometimes cry, where they wait in line or get pulled out of line, where they wait outside of the classroom or in the AP's office, or maybe they just wait to be called on in class by a teacher who finally acknowledges them, where they behave or not behave, where they feel vindicated or humiliated, where they are lashed out at or where they at times lash back, where they may or may not learn to read, to do math, and to write, where they sit in the office for long stretches of time or in the room of another teacher that is not their own because their own teacher is too tired, frustrated, or indifferent, where sometimes they give up and try and turn a blind eye to the adult who does not see them. They just give up. In short, school is a place where they live for 180 days, for better or worse. And if that child happens to attend school for the entire 180 days, they get a certificate of perfect attendance for their time spent, even though they may have heard little substance about their history, their culture, and their ancestors from long ago, the art, the music, the science, the written stories, and those told through griot. For those who may not know what griot means, you can look it up. It's a significant part of the African and African American culture, which many Black students do not get an opportunity to learn because their history and culture is not infused within the community. Instead, it is marginalized because it's not considered to be important or treated as necessary in order to be educated. There is much research that shows a clear connection between the academic achievement and engagement of Black students when they learn about their culture. But even if there were no research at all, wouldn't Black students be entitled to know who they are, where they came from, and what the wonderful possibilities are that may be ahead for them? So I say to you, board members, and Dr. Fenoy, and to your assistant superintendents, your regional superintendents, your district department heads, your counselors, your school psychologists, and most importantly, your principals and teachers. Show them all your actions and not just your words. Show that you take infusion seriously and that you will hold all of your staff accountable for ensuring that the 180 days out of a Black child's life at school should not show just how proficient they are in reading, math, and writing, but also that their culture and history is taught authentically and with respect. Be unequivocal about this. And one thing you can address is the pitiful situation where when you have over 12,500 plus teachers in this district, and only 57 of them had the Beyond Diversity training for the fall of 2018 and 2019. What happened to the other 12,433 plus teachers? Are these the same educators who are expected to demonstrate cultural competency and responsiveness? Are they the same persons who are expected to value the need for infusion of the African American diaspora in our curriculum? Culture defines defines human beings, and Black students come from a culture that expresses their humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Kathy Gunlack, would you please come up to the podium? Go ahead, Mr. Diaz.
Good evening, Chairman Barbieri, Vice Chairman Shaw, board members, and Superintendent Fenoy and PJ Diaz, and President of the Staff Association. Back in July 1982, Policy 2.013 established the Staff Association as an official organization. Currently, we're representing over 500 active members in the MBU category, specialists through directors, after-school directors, BIA, single school culture coordinators, mental health professionals, and of course, the hardest working people in our district are confidential administrative assistants. The other day, we got the pleasure of listening to Mr. Oswald talk about our goals for the year, Dr. Fenoy's goals of safety, relationships, and academics. We know that safety is everyone's job. Academics is something we support. For the last few years, we've been doing a really good job with that in the Staff Association. But one thing that caught our attention was relationships. And at a recent meeting on Monday, we really talked about how the theme of the Staff Association was really to support that goal of relationships, because that's where it all happens. Knowing who to call, where to call, how to get involved, what kind of resources we need at the school centers, how we can better support our fellow educators is really what it's about. And a couple of things that really we wanted to key on is in the strategic plan career pathways. We recognize that we have talent all over this district, and it's about recognizing that talent, finding that talent, giving that talent a pathway. We know that our principal of the year, David Alfonso, last year started off as an aftercare counselor. That's a tremendous opportunity to find that talent and develop it. Now, David Alfonso came from a line of educators. However, we do have people out in the field that really don't know what the pathways are. So we're really excited about this work because we know we have great people out there. It's about tapping into them. The other piece we got really excited about, and I'll tell you, being in the building for the past 8 years, was in the area of staff development last year. We had an event called Leaders of Mission, and that was put on by our professional development department. We had about 350 of our building folks from around the area office, regional offices, that got together in a networking event with professional development for the first time in a long time, and it was so meaningful. I just had to point that out as something we got excited about, our membership is excited about, and those are the kind of opportunities we need to keep going so we can grow our own. Another highlight, student internships. Having students in the building, having staff being able to interact with students and being able to see what we're doing and how it impacts students was incredible. We got a lot of mentoring relationships out of that, and I just want to remind folks the power of internships and what we did. In 1982, I was part of the first class of the executive internship program when I was at Twin Lakes High School. And I was able to go to WJNO, WRMF, and really meet some fabulous people, including the late John Picano, Bob Nichols, Jennifer Ross, and of course our very own Debbie Stewart. This year the Staff Association will continue our trend of excellence. We gave away $11,000 in scholarships in the last 2 years, and we really support our superintendent and our executive team. Our first general membership meeting is going to be October 21st, and really just from behalf of all the staff in the Staff Association and all the people we represent, we wanted to say what a great year it's been, what a great feeling we had, and we want that to continue. So we're here to serve and support the mission and vision of this district. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Would Dr. Joaquin Garcia, the chair of the Hispanic Education Coalition in Palm Beach County, please come to that podium? Go ahead, Dr. Gunlack.
Good evening, Chairman Barbieri, board members, Dr. Fenoy, and members of the dais. I'm Dr. Kathy Gunlack, co-chair of the Education Committee of the League of Women Voters in Palm Beach County. And I'm excited to remind you that the League is celebrating public education, and let me change that to traditional public education, for the month of September. And I'm inviting all of you and the public to attend all or one or two or all three of our planned activities. On Saturday, September 7th, Dr. Geraldine Johnson, Director of Choice and Career Options, will present on choice programs, and then it will be followed by a mini showcase of schools and programs. It will be held at the STEM Center at Dreher Park, with registration beginning at 9:30 in the morning. It's early on a Saturday. You must register on the League website. Go to the League of Women Voters, Palm Beach County, and you can see where it says cool topic to register. On Tuesday, September 10th, we will be having a bus tour of schools and programs starting from the district at 9:30. And we will view some of the choice programs that are discussed on Saturday and some new ones. And then finally on Wednesday, September 18th, Dr. Fenoy will present at the State of the Schools at one of our Hot Topic luncheons. See, my heart just went, oh, it is on your calendar. Registration will begin at 11. You must pre-register. It is a luncheon. That is the only one that has a cost to it. So you can go to the League of Women Voters, Palm Beach County, and sign up for all three. We ask you to come to enjoy these events. We are excited to do this, and we are hoping we can make this an annual event. So thank you. I want to thank Mr. Tierney's office, Claudia Shea, Kathleen, and I kill Kathleen's name, actually Kathy every time, it's Villasencio, for their assistance in the planning and execution of these events. And I also want to honor somebody on your staff. Miss Carol is so delightful to call and talk to and schedule, and I just want to thank her. She's wonderful. So, hope to see all of you in September, and we're looking forward to it. The League is excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gunlick. Pam Bergsma from the Joy Bergsma Retina Blastoma Foundation, please come up to the podium, and Ron Laporte from SEIU to the other. Go ahead,
Okay. Honorable Chairman and all board members, Dr. Fenoy, and I'd also like to recognize Carol and how helpful she was to me today. I'm very, very excited to be here to announce the Infant Eye Care Bill, Senate Bill 46, House Bill 67, has been sponsored by Senator Lauren Book and House Representative Kristen Jacobs. We're back. It's been 20 years in 2020 since my grandson passed away needlessly because he did not receive the standard of care. His pediatrician did not use the direct ophthalmoscope in a dark room. This is the stethoscope for our eyes from birth to 100. It needs to be used at every well checkup to detect, refer, and prevent. This is how we all get to the eye doctor or back to the eye doctor. In many instances, at any age, the things that develop on the back of the eye can take more than sight. So through Joe's death, I learned that it is not enough for the newborn baby. Their pupil is just too small in diameter. A simple little eye dilation drop, which the nurse practitioner, after she weighs that baby at the well checkup, will put into the corners of the infant's eye. It's $0.50 per eye. We're talking about 3 cents. And then at the end of the exam, when that little pupil is dilated, the pediatrician will do the standard of care, which he is required to do. And he will spend that 15 seconds in a dark room looking at the back of that baby's eye. And now we have the opportunity to see that cataract, the number one thing presenting in those newborn eyes, but also retinoblastoma tumors, optic nerve hypoplasia, Coates disease, refractive disorders, glaucoma, on and so forth. 1 in every 677 live births are right with the first breath of life are presenting with an eye disease or anomaly that can take sight or worse. 1 in 9 infants in the first year of life are showing a concern. 1 in 10 toddlers has a visual problem, and 1 in 4 school-age children. So do we need to look? Yes, we do. And one of the top cancers, retinoblastoma, which my grandson had, not the top eye disease, but one of the top cancers affecting 1 in 12,000 children in our nation, is 100% fixable with early detection. And if Joey would have just gotten the standard of care at his 18-month exam, he would be 22 years old with 20/20 vision in his eye. But now we have the opportunity again to make sure every child has the best sight possible starting at birth, and what happened to Joey will never be allowed to happen again. So I'm urging all of you, as you did back in the early millennium when we almost did this in 2002 and 3, please, whatever it takes, working together, I know this will be done. And when we implement this on July 1st, 2020, Joey will be 23 years old on July 5th. and I know he will be so happy. This will be the best birthday present we could give him. So I look forward to working with my county, my school board, and with everyone in the state of Florida to get this done once and for all. So thank you so very much for your kind attention.
Thank you.
And Carol passed out, this was my flyer that I passed out. On the back, I wrote the bill numbers. We didn't have a bill for the last few years when I was passing it out. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Ron?
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and the official of the school district. Again, my name is Ronald Laporte. I'm the lead organizer for FPSU. And the reason I'm here tonight is just like to repeat exactly something like a lot of people already said before me. This is a very great starting year again for our school district. We are very proud of our members and everybody in between who put their head together, their hands together, whatever they can to make this year happen again. But I'm here also just to remind you, since our members are behind the scene, their face is not like on the front, they don't know them. But for the most part, they are the people that make the district run. And I just want the board members and everybody in between to help us to support this membership, from school bus drivers to food service workers, paraprofessional, bus attendant, and also the custodian, who without them really there will be no school. Because there's no job which is like too small for our members to do. Everybody's job is need to be supported. We do have a lot of our members, sometimes for some unwanted reason, they've been mistreated in the school. And we want to highlight that part also. It's not just the student, it's not just the beginning of the school year that make it happen, but we want like the district, the school board members, and the personnel of the district also to show great respect to our members, because without it, it's going to be a problem. And I just want to highlight that part. Again, I am here to just support a great start of the school year, and I pray that will be continued throughout of the school year, so we have like a good year for the student. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Board members, before we take a motion to approve the agenda, anybody want to pull anything else? Mr. Shaw?